Now, why can't I see my brand? Why can't you see your own brand?
I think brand is a perception.
Brand is a perception, that's good. But why
And then a
can't...
perception, well, I was going to say, you see your own brand, but it may not be what others see, how others perceive you. So,
Right.
So I don't know.
What about you looking at your own brand? How able...
I'm very biased.
Okay, well, we all are in that respect, but Bill, can you see your own brand, and if so, how do you do that? There's a big hint up on the screen. Why can't I see my brand?
Because you're inside of the brand?
Oh,
It's hard to read the label when you're inside the bottle. And this is where people will come in to help you. And we'll talk about how people will help you read your brand and understand your brand and give you feedback about your brand and help you own your brand. Okay, so it's very hard to read the label when you're inside the bottle, so it's very hard to see yourself as others see you. Sir, you told me your name. Sorry, what was
Arturo.
Arturo. Arturo mentioned that he has a bias. We all do, and that's perfectly normal. That makes it all the more difficult to see our own brand because we're looking at it through a filter, our own filter. Okay? So we will see, I'll show you a process so that you can read your own brand. In your process of going from where you are to where you want to be, you're going to need help. And I've been talking about that. People are the most crucial aspect of this whole process. You will see how people are more important than the technology, which is what people usually talk about first, and it's like, no, you're forgetting the whole. The technology is tactical in the end. People are strategic. So elite performers have mentors and coaches. People who do very well have mentors and coaches. I have mentors. I have people who have coached me along the way over time. And they're not there for the whole lifetime. They come in, they help me during a transition, during a season, so to speak. You've heard of the expression, you meet people for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. Well, most of the ones that I've met are either for a reason or for a season, because I move around geographically and then you kind of lose touch. But they help me a lot. So it's important that you have mentors and advisors. And you have to choose, as you go about choosing coaches, you have to choose people who are going to be kind of hard on you, who are going to test you. Otherwise, you're just complacent, and you're just walking around in a little circle by yourself, and life is good, but you really are ignoring everything else going on around you. Over time, you become irrelevant. So choose unsentimental coaches to challenge and drive you. How many of you have money in the bank, even $1? Even if you only have $1 in the bank, how many of you have? So if you go to withdraw that $1 tomorrow, you know it'll be there, right? How did it get there? How do you know it's going to be there? Because you did what? You made a deposit, you invested. Okay? So guess what relationship building is? It's an investment of what?
Time.
Of your time. Your time. Reverse this, if you will. What happens if you get a phone call from somebody you haven't seen in 2 or 3 years, and she says, oh, Lori, I'm so glad I got you. I need your help. And then they lay out in front of you some vexing problem. And you're sitting there talking and you're thinking, she hasn't called me in 3 years. And now she wants my help. That's what goes through your mind. And even if you want to help, it's giving you a kind of a sour taste in your mouth, right? Because the other person did not do what? Did not invest time with you, so that now it would be a reciprocal and you wouldn't think twice about helping because that person hasn't done anything for you. And and I don't mean that they have to do something for you as much as they just simply have to spend a little time writing your note, an email, how are you doing, let's catch up, maybe next time I'm in town, whatever. If they even make the gesture, it's important. But if they don't make the gesture and they just call you up out of the clear blue and they want your help, the first thing you think of is that. But it's because the problem is they haven't invested the time. So relationship building requires an investment of your time. Let me turn that question around. What is the ROI, the return on ignorance of social media? How relevant would you be if you walk into this building, any place in this building, this office building, and you're talking to other business people, and you don't know what Twitter is, and you don't know what Facebook is, and you don't know what these components, what LinkedIn is. Are you going to be relevant?
No.
They're like isolated from what's going
Yeah.
on, and that's it.
I have to tell you that I meet people who are still hoping that Facebook goes away.
Oh.
They're still don't get LinkedIn or the value of these things. I'm not saying you should be on it, but the return on ignorance of social media is deep and wide. You become irrelevant by not understanding social media. Now, who drove here the longest distance?
I see the 12
Where'd you come
miles.
from?
I just came from I came from Auburn. Is it?
Oh,
Auburn.
wow.
Auburn.
That's the longest distance.
Then I should
Wow, and
explain
you
about
What?
driving 12 miles.
What is your name?
Maritza.
Maritza.
Excellent.
Okay, Maritza. I have a book for you.
Good job.
Wow.
Wow, we're impressed.
Then I'm sorry I came in and complained about driving 12
We're
miles.
impressed.
Jefferson Road.